Hello! Today I'm gonna show you a manly card for everybody who loves fishing and fishes, or the water or the sea, or maybe diving, or just being around in a boat. This card looks like this, and as you can see, here are some fishes and some water, and then you have some twine here. And then it says gratis, which means congratulations, and it has some darker sides here, and on the back side you have some seashells and a fish, and here you can have your greeting, your personal greeting. You could do a card that is opening like this, but I just wanted to make one side card. So to make this card you will have to use the melting crayon technique, and I have a video of that, so you can check the message here below or on the side, wherever it is, the description of this video. I have put a link to my video how to do the melting crayon technique, so you will have to check that out. But then you start out with glossy paper, white. This is the size, I think it's A6, maybe A5, maybe A5 or A6, I'm not really sure the size of it, but this is just a paper ready cut. It's rough on one side and it's really glossy on the other side. Can you see there the light reflecting? You have to have a glossy side for the crayon technique to work. So you start out with one of these papers, and the stamps that I used, the fishes, were actually, I started out with fishing. I took the Arte Mio, and this stamp set is called, I don't see any name for it. Doesn't it have any name? Maybe not. It's just Arte Mio, and then it's the fishes. There are bubbles, the fish and the seashells. And I used some Versacolor ink, and if you have ink that is not water-based, some ink that when you stamp on it it's permanent ink, that's great, but I don't have that, and so far I have never needed ink that stays on. So this is just water-based ink, and what you will do is you will use whatever stamps you want and stamp on this one, and because it's glossy it will dry really slow. So I recommend, if you don't have the patience to wait, because you have to wait until the stamps are completely dry. As you can see here, this is one time, so you can stamp many times with the same stamp. That will become faded. Can you see the faded fish there, and a faded fish here, and a faded there? So I only had 1 and 2 with really strong colors. The rest I just kept pressing on, even though I had less color on, and that will be nice, so remember that as well. But if you don't have time to wait for the ink to dry, I really recommend that you could use a hair dryer maybe, but I used my heating gun. This blows really hot air, so be careful with your fingers, and also be careful that you don't burn the card. So you just slowly do that, so the hot air will make the stamps dry, because when the paper is glossy it's gonna take a while for it to dry. But make sure the stamps are really dry. You can try and press your hand and see if you get any color, and if you don't get any color, then you can go on to the melting crayon technique. And the colors that I used for this were just some wax crayons. I used brown, dark green, light green and blue. You could use different colors if you want, but these are the colors that I used for this one. And then you do the melting crayon technique, and you end up with a paper like this, and you let it dry. You can just blow on it and it will dry. It dries really fast, those waxy crayons. And when they are dry, I used some deckled scissors to cut out the sides of so it will be a little bit more manly and rough, not just so straight and pointy. So I just used the deckled scissors, and then I used tea dye. If you want a darker color, you could use vintage photo or walnut, but this is tea dye, and you just go around the corners like this. It will be hard to get color because the crayons are so waxy, so they won't really stick, but you will get a little bit because on the back side here, it will, when you use the decal scissors, you will get a little bit there on the decals. So that's just enough so you can see that there is some color there, but not much. And then you will take the base card. For this case, I used some really nature brownish. This is like those kind of paper that you recycle. It has a little bit rough edge and it's not reflecting at all, and it looks really naturey. And then I just went around with the tea dye so it became darker on the corners here. You can also see on the back side here the tea dye. Not just the corner, just around the whole card. And then I used my crocodile to punch a hole there and punch a hole up there. Let me see if I have my crocodile here so you know what I'm talking about. The crocodile looks like this, and I used the, is that the bigger one? Yes, I used the bigger one. That is 3/16. 3 by 16 is the size of the hole, and I just made hole there. You could use eyelets if you have. I didn't because I got cheap. I know, I just have a few eyelets left of the brass color, so I saved them because I have ordered more, but they haven't come in the post yet, so I didn't use any eyelets. But if you have, you could surely use eyelets. Then I took some twine. This is really manly ribbon twine, and this works great with some nature cards as well. So I, how did I do this? I just made a loop and got through the loop so it became sort of like a knot, but not really. I made a loop through the hole and then I put the twine through the loop, so it became kind of like a looped thing. And to make it stay there, so it would not flip around all the card, I used my hot melting glue gun and I put a little bit there underneath the twine and pressed it down. I also used hair behind the card and pressed it down, and then on the hair I put the two, I have it like double, as you can see, double twine. I put it through here on the back side as well, and I put a little bit of glue here as well, and then I made a knot so it will stay here now. And then I left a few centimeters. What could that be in inches? Maybe 1.5 inch, maybe 1 inch, I'm not sure, but a few centimeters. You can do a bow if you want, but bows are not so manly, so I decided to open up the twine. As you can see, they come like this, but if you, let me see, where can I show? I can show on this one. If you open up like this, the twine, because it's done like that. If you just open it up like this a little bit, you get 4 small ropes from one. And since I had 2, I got 8. So that's how you get those small ones. You just open up the twine a little bit. What did I else do? Gratis. I just stamped that. That means congratulations. Stamped that on this colored paper. Cut them out with decal scissors. And I did the sides more brownish with tea dye. And then I put on some dimensional so it would pop up a little bit, and it didn't really stick down on this side, although I had dimensionals, because the twine was so high here. So on that side I used some hot melting glue gun, a little drop there behind, and then I kept it pressed down like this until it was dried. Then I let go, and now you can see that it stays there. And it becomes a little bit wavy, so it looks nice. I'm not sure what this is supposed to look like and to be, but I just thought I would use that instead of ribbon. And that is pretty much how you make the card on the front side. The back side, nothing special here, just one stamp of the same. And on the side I put the seashells. And then I put my little signature made by Lena. And now it's ready to have your greeting here. And to be given to somebody who likes fishing. And maybe some girl as well. If you know girls who like fishing, I like fishing. I really do. So I think fishes are really yucky. I don't like to touch them. So usually I just pick them up from the sea and then I give them to my dad so my dad can touch them and make food. But I like fishing. But this is more like a manly card, I think. But you could give it to a girl as well. And to somebody who likes swimming and nature. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you for watching and have a great day. See ya. Bye bye.